Hi guys! So, it's been a minute again. As you can see, my background is slowly changing. I finally have a dresser, my TV's in here. There's even a little plant, but it's all very much a slow work in progress. I've only been in this apartment, I think, for exactly a month now, so exciting. I can't wait to show you guys what it looks like when it's fully done. Hey! Uh-oh. Hi, girl. We're gonna have to ignore her. In today's video, I am going to be trying something. I hope I'm gonna be able to do it justice. If you guys have been following my channel for a while, you will know I started in 2016 or 2017. It's been a minute. If you've been playing the game as long as I have, or maybe even longer, you will know that Bloxburg has been through many building eras. In this video specifically, I'm going to be kind of going with my building era. Just so funny. So the ones that should I keep it a surprise? I'm gonna go through each of the eras as I'm building so that you guys can follow along. We'll kind of make it like a trip down memory lane kind of video. I think it'll be exciting. So none of this is really gonna be in order. I'm kind of gonna pick the rooms based on what I think the theme will be the best representative of. I don't know if I worded that correctly, but I hope that made sense. So first off, of course, we have the exterior. I am actually going to recreate a house that I made in January of 2019. I used to love building industrial style houses. So let's get into Bloxburg and start building this exterior. Okay, I just bought $100,000. I have a feeling that this actually isn't going to cost that much because in the past, I barely used to use furniture. There was not that much decor. I haven't copied many of my own speed builds before, so let's see how well this is gonna go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Okay, that's the driveway. Now, something that we used to always do was put a little tiny piece of pool in the front of the house, just somewhere, anywhere, everywhere. It's so funny. Something that I also used to do was always line I guess I still do this. I always lined the driveway with mulch, dirt, and then of course you have to put the plain short fence to break it up. And then this stone texture. Every single one of these dirt parts look the same. Place these ones everywhere. And then you grab the natural plant and then some rocks. I'm gonna do the rest of the outline and I will be right back. I remember there used to be a pillar on the corner of every single wall. And then the slate texture with this gray. I think the house is mostly complete. I just need to add windows, doors, and then these garden lamps. I have not used these frosted doors in such a long time. Wow. Okay, that is it for the outside of this house. It actually looks so perfect. This is exactly how I used to build. The gray, the brown, the black was such a big thing. Now it's time to work on the interior. I do want to use the industrial style for this entryway as well. I used ladders to get up to these areas, which is so funny, but I'm gonna have to do it. Ew, okay, so there's gonna be a ladder right there. Ew, this is so weird. Okay, so industrial, pretty self-explanatory. Anything that said industrial on it, I used. This table, I used it all the time. The classic way to do an entryway, put that table down, get the square painting, go into lighting, and add these lights. Now, of course, we want to add a couple of plants. Oh my gosh, also the lighting, this pendant, but keep it the color that it came with because that's perfect. I always use this one, the contemporary armchair. And then honestly, that's it. I did not know that's what this was called. I thought they were stones. A trick that I always used to do was put the garden lamp inside of a pillar or a wall or something, and then that just lit up the entire room. I think the industrial entryway is complete, obviously besides the decals, but I'll put those in later. So this next style that we're gonna do for the dining room is, I found a video from 5 years ago. It's my modern oasis loft, which was my favorite for such a long time. It's very similar to the industrial. It's just a little less dark and grungy looking, but still using white, gray, and brown. My favorite thing about this was the wallpaper. It's this herringbone texture. I'm gonna see if I can find the exact decal code. Where is it? Why don't I ever tell you guys my decal codes? I'm so bad about it. I couldn't find the exact herringbone texture. I found one that's close. This flooring is gonna be a little bit complicated. This carpet I loved with this texture. Hold on. This one. The classic trellis. I've also never heard that word before in my life. In this era, I loved using photos of just like plants, the glass dining table, and these chairs. This industrial chandelier too. Something else that I would always do is I would put a shelf. This is gonna be kind of weird because I have to put a thing on top of it. And then the only thing that I would put on it is plants. We're gonna do all different kinds. Okay, that is it for this. Again, the decals are gonna fully pull this together. Now, the next room that we should do is the kitchen. Oh my gosh, I'm excited for this. This is going to be from the time when we didn't have kitchen cabinets and everything was white. This used to be such a pain to try and make your own shelving. So what we used to do was stack the oak shelves as much as possible. We're gonna do 3 across. Let's see if you can still even do this. Yep, you can. Literally stack these shelves up, 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 all the way. Now, I would never really go that high, so I want to say they're about that tall. This used to always glitch, so every single time you logged out, they would kind of move and it would break. The marble material, we have to use that. I don't even think that the counters that I used are in the game anymore. I think this is it, but the graphics look so much better than they did back then. And then let's add some appliances. I literally never splurge on the Pro Chef stove, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna stick with the basic stove. In this era, I loved using the bricks, but in white. This looks so awful. And put another shelf connecting them. I forgot that there's actually a bathroom back here, so I'm gonna scoot all of this over. And on this side, I'm gonna use a little storage wardrobe. And then we're gonna put these on the side as well. It's funny though, because in this video that I'm watching, I never actually filled in these shelves. So these ones were empty, but this one was filled with just a bunch of cups. The decor was very limited, that's for sure. This one, the desk, I would always make this an island. I feel like I also used to put microwaves in all my builds, so I'm gonna actually put one right here and move the plant over. These are my favorite bar stools. I always use them. Ew, it's so white. That's so bad. I think this has to come to an end. We need some more color. So the next thing that I'm gonna do is my color era. I like to use a lot of plants, plant decals, some pastels, but always a yellow couch. I don't know why. I went through a phase where I loved yellow couches. I'm gonna use this one. It's called the No Game Pass Villa from 4 years ago. Is this the right direction? I did start using the wide wood planks a little bit more. This is when I started using a lot of linen. Unfortunately, I wasn't using any black windows or anything, but I can't exactly change that. We're gonna go with a very light color wood. I think this one, the oyster color. And then here we go, the yellow couch. I'm gonna use the large carpet. I'm gonna go with the oyster color again and go in with a texture. Since we already used that one, I could use modern tiles, or I think the detailed tiles are perfect. I need some hanging plants, so I'm gonna put these in the corner. I loved doing this. Always put 2 of them. We use this in the wide one, and then the short grass in the littler one. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I also always made the string part a gold color. Instead of the black pillars, I definitely need to use some white ones. I was still in my pillar era. Something else was the string lights. Oh, I loved using these over everything. There's actually a better table for the TV that I totally forgot about. This rustic console table, I would decorate it the same way every single time. What we need: small box, this plant, a stack of books, the triangle thing, what's it called? This, the metal pyramid, this one, and then we're gonna add a frame. Perfect. And we're gonna add a couple more decorations. All right, and that is our living room. I think let's go up into the office space. Something that everyone went through the phase of was blush. That was such a good time. To start, we need some wall trim everywhere that I can. Seashell was it. This, the cobblestone. The trick here is that we're going to use pink lighting. All right, we have our base here. I use this desk all the time. I loved this chair. I don't know why. I would use it in any single room that I could. I also remember I hated spending money on my computers, so I would always use the old ones. I was so cheap. I still am, to be honest. Something that I haven't used yet that I kind of forgot was curtains. Definitely makes a huge difference in here. Now, what else? Always use this pen cup, no matter what. And then a stack of papers, but not that one, the ones with words on it, this. Okay, honestly, I think that's it for our blush room. Ew, it looks so funny. I love it. I think the theme I'm going with for the bedroom is going to be very nostalgic, but very painful. I'm going back all the way to the Tumblr era. Ew. Okay, let's go to my Tumblr house that also has my face reveal on it. We're gonna take some inspiration. We need a little bit more brick, but this time it's gotta be red. Floor has to be this wood, but it has to be all kinds of messed up because no one knew how to do it correctly. We need some more of the string lights. Those stayed for a long time. We need some really big posters. You know what's coming. There's actually something else that I want to try. This is definitely gonna take up a little bit of room, but I kind of want to put a fake fireplace like we used to do it with the round fire pit and a nice little window frame. I am going to use this bed and put some posters on the wall, a little desk right here. I have to get out of here. If you remember, I used to make budget houses. The budgets would be like $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, but they would be so, they'd be very, very simple, very gray and white. Like so awful, but they were within budget and people liked it. So what I'm gonna do now is make the most budget-friendly house you have ever seen. I'm just gonna make like a little landing area. It's not gonna be anything crazy because I wouldn't have done anything crazy. This is like a room filler kind of thing. I'm gonna use this console table, and then since we're on a budget, we're gonna use the littlest TV, this one. I loved these swirly, twirly, circly textures so much. Now we're gonna go in and use 2 of the simple armchairs. Last but not least, 1 big decal, and that is it. Now, I went back and forth on how I should decorate the bathroom, but one word that I used to use all the time was the word aesthetic. Watching these back, I have no idea how I got away with any of this. Like, nothing is decorated. This is gonna be the most boring bathroom you have ever seen. It also looks like I don't even use lighting in here. We're gonna put the bathtub first. I always use the tile bathtub. I don't think I ever colored it. Then we're gonna use the not the tilt sink. Which one stands on its own? This one, the box sink with the little tiny oval mirror. And then of course, a toilet. And it was this one, the tilt toilet. It looks better now than it used to. I'm gonna put the dimmest lighting in here because that's how it was. I don't know why it was so dark, but it was. I'm also going to use a little basic painting. And that was it. This was aesthetic 5 years ago. I'm going to go add all of the decals for this build and I will come back when it's ready. All right, the house is completely done with all of my different Bloxburg eras, not including the most recent ones, of course. Let me go ahead and give you guys the entire tour. So as you saw, the exterior is my like modern industrial era. I loved using all of these colors. I use this fence all the time, especially with these textures. The black windows, a must. As you can see, a lot of this stuff is peeking out of the top. It's very glitchy. Honestly, that's how it goes. That's how it went. I try not to do that anymore. Here is the entryway. I also kind of included the industrial era here. I loved using plant decals, some quotes, just all of these colors. And then going into the dining room, we have this era. I'm not quite sure what to call it. I took inspiration from my modern Oasis loft That was my favorite build for such a long time. And then right in here, we have our little yellow couch / pastel era. So many plants and just really light, cute colors. Not too much decoration, but I think just a perfect amount. Now, going into the kitchen, kind of an all white era and also just old, like no cabinets. I always forgot to do kitchen sinks. Very, very, very minimal decoration. Just also going into the bathroom, this gray era. Oof, not even as much white, just like dark. I loved my little quotes. Yeah. Now we'll go right on top of the living room. We have the blush era. Everyone loved this era. How could you not? It's so cute. So much linen. Just very like fairy kind of. And then right across the way, we have our budget era, but our old budget era where we really took it seriously with $5,000 and it looked like this. Lastly, we have arguably the best era of my career, what started it all, my Tumblr era. I'm so sorry for bringing this to Bloxburg. Here it is in all of its glory. I don't know why I loved these decals. I thought they were just perfect. Brick, black, string lights, and then of course, we couldn't have real fireplaces, so we made our own. Again, minimal decoration, but that's because Bloxburg was just in its beginning. So that is all that I have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was just as nostalgic for you as it was for me. This was really fun going back and trying to decorate how I used to. These were the days when Bloxburg was very simple and it was so easy to copy houses. Nowadays, I know it's so difficult, but I think I just feel so much more creative and like I have so much more freedom when I decorate with the new style of Bloxburg. All of this was good for its time, and I still think if you build like this, who cares? At the end of the day, this is just Roblox. You can build whatever you want, build whatever style you want, to each their own. So yeah, that is all that I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. All of my social medias are linked in the description if you want to go give those a follow, and I will see you in the next one.